guys, welcome back to Rossoneri TV. Gio here to preview the match between Milan and Parma that will be played this Sunday at 8:45 p.m. local time at the San Siro. I'm with Adamo, of course, to preview this match. First of all, guys, we are playing Parma. Of course, not a very good season for them. They are last place in the Serie A. Lots of trouble with this team, guys, in terms of management and so forth. However, they did move a bit on the transfer market. They have added some players such as Valera, I believe, and Varela and Rodriguez there up front. They also they got Nocerino in the midfield to help out a bit. So, of course, they want to get out of that relegation zone. And while on paper they look like a bad team, they look like a team that really is about to lose every match. I think in this second half of the season they could make a comeback. We also saw it against Juventus in midweek when they played in the Coppa Italia quarterfinal match. They had a very good performance. I actually watched that match, and Juventus had trouble beating them, really. They had to leave it until the last few minutes to win this match. Now, Adamo, of course, the first time we met them, it was a 9-goal thriller, that game, with the score ending 5-4. Lots of scares in the dying minutes. Menez with a wonderful backheel goal. Of course, lots of attacking options, lots of goals. What do you think about this match? Do you predict the same type of match scenario, or do you feel it's going to be more calm? Both teams going to be prudent. Of course, they're going to still be looking for the win, but more prudently. What do you think?
Well, I think it'll be more like the matchup between that they had with Juve that you mentioned. It'll be a bit more tight because they are more well built now with all these reinforcements that they brought in. The only issue is that there's a lot of internal problems at the club, especially with the management and everything, with the players not being paid, and they're saying they're all going to group together in somewhat of a strike. So, but I do think they will be motivated, so it will be a tough game. But I don't think that we will be scoring as many goals as we did last time out, as well. We will be playing a bit different of a system, and same with them. Like, of course, they have different personnel. They play differently, of course, because they've been playing terrible, so they have to change things up. So I think it'll be more of a tight game, but I still think Milan can come out on top.
Yeah, Parma has been really awful. Like, they've been losing a lot of games. They only won 1 game out of 9 away from home, losing the other 8 games. So obviously, things are not looking good for Parma. But as I said, guys, on paper they look bad, but we gonna have to be careful with this team. Like with any other team, because really Milan, there could be any given day that we could lose any match. So Milan needs to be prudent. Of course, now with the new additions that we will be soon talking about, look at the probable lineup, Milan will have to start building again, and of course, hopefully, getting back to where they are supposed to be. Now let's speak about that probable lineup, because there is expected change here. Inzaghi is set to go with a 4-4-2, a new system that he's about to implement in this team, of course, with the new arrivals. Now let's take a look at this lineup, because Diego Lopez is expected to start net, of course. Back 4 made up of Abate as a right back, Alex Rami as a center backs, Albertazzi, surprisingly, as a left back. Now, in the mid, of course, as I said, it's a 4-4-2, so it will be made up of 4-man. Honda on the right, Montolivo and Poli in that middle, Cerci on the left, and up front, Menez and new arrival, Destro. Now, Adamo, on paper, that looks like an amazing lineup, of course, especially looking at the midfield and forwards. Of course, the midfield, as we know, hasn't been providing as much this season, hasn't been doing very good for Milan these past few games. Of course, against teams that really we should be able to score at least 2-3 goals against. Some games we couldn't even get 1. Therefore, I think a 4-4-2 explains itself, of course, to reinforce that middle. Of course, now you're playing with 4 men instead of 3. Of course, the players on the sides, I'm talking about Cerci and Honda, have more space to move around instead of a 4-3-3 where they were playing as wingers and they were more fixated on those winger roles. Now they actually have more movement, so that could be good. Just a few questions based on this lineup, Adamo. Of course, some people have been speaking about exactly that. Cerci and Honda playing on those sides, saying that they might not be able to express themselves the best in that position. What do you make out of this? Do you think they could actually contribute more to the attack, given that they have more space, or do you think that's just a bad option altogether?
I think overall it's better, more so for the sense that we have Menez and Destro up top. So obviously with Churchy playing on the left side with a left foot, he can obviously cross into Destro very, very well, and he's a pretty good crosser. So I think that was coming into mind when Inzaghi was thinking about that, if that's what he goes with. And Honda on the right, I think he's better as a right mid than he is as a right wing. Personally, I think he's better centrally, but I think the deeper he lies, the better he plays. Obviously, we saw his fantastic form at the beginning of the season on the right wing, but I just think he'd be better overall at right mid. Same goes for Suso whenever he would start integrating to the team, start playing more. They're more tactically sound than they are they don't really have the pace to really go on the counter and such. So I think it's beneficial that we have Churchy on the left across in the Destro. It might be a bit of a waste, people might think, because they want to see kind of like a Torino partnership with Immobile and Churchy, how Churchy is right behind him, which could happen in the future, but for now, I think it's a good decision by Inzaghi if he does go with this.
Yeah, and as you said, it could be very good for Milan. As you said, Churchy, very good crosser. And personally, I think a problem that I really saw a lot when we were playing with the 4-3-3, either being Churchy or El Shaarawy or whoever it was on those wingers role, many times, I feel like the midfielders were kind of blocking their opportunity to move in a bit. Sometimes it was just a bit too crowded. So I think a 4-4-2 will actually give, as I said before, Churchy and Onda more space, to more freedom actually, just to move in and really push in those sides and integrate, as you said, with crosses or just plays altogether, because this could easily go as a 4-2-4 in a way, if you think of it. Poli and Montolivo being held back a bit, and Churchy and Onda joining the attack at some given points. So this could be good. We'll see how it works out. But I'm quite excited to see if Milan will go with this 4-4-2 on Sunday against Parma. And what do you think about Destro? Could he actually be starting this match, or do you think Inzaghi wants to slowly integrate him into the team?
Well, he does have a couple days until the match. It's not too much time for him, though. It's a bit iffy because this season he has been on the bench for the most part, hence why he came to Milan. Very excited to come here, of course. But I don't know, it's a bit iffy because we could start Pazzini instead. Maybe Destro will come off the bench around halftime, and Pazzini could start up there playing the similar Destro role as the number 9. Or he could start. If you ask me, I think he might take the risk because we are facing Parma. No disrespect to them, but they're in a bit of a crisis. Not that Milan aren't in a crisis, but for Parma standards, they are very, very low down the table, and it could be a good opportunity to really move him into the Milan side and get him ready for the season. So I think he will start, but if not, I think we'll see Pazzini.
Yeah, definitely Pazzini is another player that I think really shouldn't go undervalued. The guy has been doing quite well when he was given the chance. Unlucky against Lazio there in the Coppa Italia the other day because he scored a beautiful goal. And of course, he's a great player up front. As I said, undervalued and really deserves more time. But we will see what Inzaghi chooses. I'm pretty sure he will choose the best for the team up front. Now it's time for predictions, Adamo. Of course, a 5-4 game, as I said at the beginning of the video. Last time we played Parma, no one would have predicted that scoreline, really. But what do you think this time around?
Considering it's a new formation, I feel the players might be a bit more fluid. Parma do have a decent attack as well, now with Varela especially. So I'm going to go with 3-1 to Milan. It's a bit risky, considering we'd score that many goals, but I'm going to go 3-1.
I think it's time for Milan to turn the page and get with a win, guys, because they ended January without any wins. It's time to start on the right foot in February and try to turn the season around, guys. We have to stay positive. Of course, there's still a few months left in the season. There's still about 18 games left to play. So Milan still has time to at least make Europa League, but we need to take this week after week and get the results right. Really, if we actually drop points again against Parma, this would be a big disaster for Milan because it's a team that almost every other team beat. And if Milan can get a win here, once again, it'll be a big crisis for Milan. And I'm pretty sure some questions will be asked. So I'm going with a win for Milan as well. I'm not sure about the scoreline, but I think we will get a win out of this. Let me know your comments, guys. What do you think about the scoreline? What do you think about the formation? Do you like the formation? Will you change some things? Of course, let us know in the comment section. We always read, and we're always curious to know what you guys think about Milan and their squad. Thank you for watching, guys. Don't forget to subscribe to Rossoneri TV to stay updated with everything AC Milan. This has been Gio and Adamo signing off from Rossoneri TV, and as usual, Forza Milan!